I'm going to show a quick poll. I just want to know who is in the audience. That way I can change things based on your background. Give me a moment. Poll. There you go. If you wouldn't mind answering these questions, please. There are 4 questions. I'll give it another 20 seconds. Cool. Okay. We have about 90 people, 90% that have already participated. Most of you are tech savvy, 7, not very much. Most of you don't have a Canva account, which means I'll show you a little bit about how you can create a new Canva account. Most of you have not used Canva before, which means it'll help me a little bit more. You'd like to know more about both basics and advanced as much as time permits. Perfect. I'm going to end the poll right now and share the results with you. That's where we are today. So I'll try and cover as much as possible on both sides. So today we will learn what basic Canva is all about, as well as a paid Canva, what the advantages and disadvantages are. I'll talk a little bit about the navigation, because what I have realized is I'm tech savvy. Technology is what gives me my bread and butter. However, at the same time, when I know the basics in terms of where things are, it helps me navigate things faster and move things faster. I'm able to create these flyers a lot faster than I probably would had I not known the basic navigation. I'm one of those people that does not read the manual. I always go dig right in, and then at the end of it, I go, wait, maybe if I read the manual, it would have helped me go a little faster. That's where I am today. Because I have figured out some of those things that help me go faster, I'm going to help you with my tips and tricks and tips that'll help make your lives easier. I will tell you how you can find the logos, the fonts, and the images that you can use from our Toastmasters brand. That way you make it look more professional. It's going to be information that's going to help you make Toastmasters look good as well as your club look good. I'll show you how you can create your own QR code and put that into your Canva, because who does not use a phone to create or scan a QR code these days to get to a website and register? I do it all the time, no matter where I go. I'll show you how you can leverage the Toastmasters brand and create flyers for multiple platforms, because say, for example, you have a Facebook cover. You don't want to go back and recreate the flyer over and over again, one for LinkedIn, one for Twitter, one for Instagram, one for the website. All you can do is create it one time and use it multiple different times. I'll show you how you can create a publishing calendar, how you can publish them on the calendar based on the dates, so you can pre-create your schedule and have it published. That's for the paid program. However, if yours is not paid, if it's a free one, you can try it out for 30 days. If you like it, you might be able to purchase it. I'll show you how you can create templates, but also use the templates that I've created. And like I mentioned, what the pilot project is all about and how you can get your approval for how you can create the approval process for your projects. For those of you who did not attend the last session, I figured I might as well talk a little bit about branding, because Canva is all about branding and Toastmasters is all about branding. Why we are branding matters, who we are matters a lot. Brand unites the Toastmasters Club throughout the world, which is one of the reasons why Toastmasters it's all about the trademark in Toastmasters as well. So how we use the logos matters, how we use the background, the colors, the images, the fonts, everything matters. It's all about the instant brand recognition, and it lends credibility to us. So these are the fonts that we are able to use in Toastmasters: Montserrat, Arial, Myriad Pro, Gotham, or Lubelin. For those of you who don't know, Myriad Pro is a paid font. And if you don't have that, you can use Montserrat. I tend to use Montserrat because it looks very crisp and clear, and it's available to pretty much everybody for free. Or you can use Arial, Gotham, or Lubelin. And these are the colors, and I'll show you how you can create those in Canva. There is a brand manual. I have a link down here. It's on page 11 of the brand manual. I'm not going to show that today, but I'll send you this PDF at the end of it, and you can see where you can find the information. The logos, again, you have the Pathways logos you can download. I'll show you how you can get these colors in a minute. And you can also create these gradient colors so that it gives it a little more pop. You can create transparencies inside of Canva. That way it'll look, you give it a little bit more depth. And if you are creating videos, for those of you who don't know, you are able to edit videos in Canva. It's not just an image editing program. But when you do edit a video, make sure you add your copyright information out there. You can just copy it directly from the Toastmasters manual, branding manual, and do it. The resources that are available on Toastmasters International is, if you go to resources, click on the brand portal. From the brand portal, you have everything. The brand manual is right here. The logo and design elements are right there. You can download all the logos, including the tagline from Toastmasters. This is where you get the professional images from. So anything that you see on the brand manual, I'll show you how you can get to pretty much anything you want to from here. There are tons of images. You can click on here for access. This is completely different from the toastmasters.org website address and your email address. You have to create a new login for these accounts. Oops. So once you click on this, you'll get to a whole bunch of photos. Click on the ones you want. Once you log in here, you get to see a whole bunch of gallery. This is my email address. Once I log in, again, this is a completely different page. All these are free. You don't have to pay a single penny to download these images. I go to branded pictures. I can click on individual photos or just the whole gallery, and I can download them all right here. They all get downloaded to my computer, and then I can upload them to Canva. The reason I'm showing you this first is, without having the basics of what you need, you can't go into Canva to do what you want to do. And now that I have the basics that I need from here, I'm going to go into Canva and pull up the information from there. So building a Toastmasters toolkit. Let me show you some of the navigation elements for Canva. If you've never logged into Canva, this is how you do it. Go to canva.com. Sign up. And here you can either sign in with Google or you can sign in with Facebook. I use my Google account. Actually, I use a different account. I created a brand new account outside of this. And all you have to do is click on login and you're in.
I'm not seeing the website if you're sharing that.
Oh.
I just see a slide that says
Thanks, Philip.
tutorial in Canva.
Perfect. Let me start sharing one more time. Thank you. Okay, are you seeing now?
Yes.
Perfect, thank you. Oh, you know what? Let me share my whole monitor. Okay. So you just click on sign up and you can sign up with, I am not sure why I'm not able to share my whole. Are you able to see the get started with Canva pop-up message? No? Oh, you are able to, okay. So all you have to do is click on sign up with Google and you should be able to get that information from there. I'm going to close this window and share my other monitor. Okay, so here is my Canva. I'm logged in here and this is the navigation. You can create your templates from here, but I'm going to show you a few navigation tips. Make it larger. Right here is home. All your designs show up right there under all your designs. Anything that has been shared with you show up under shared with you. You can see all your folders, including your designs, what you uploaded, the Toastmasters colors, whatever you've created will show up there. If you delete something by mistake, which I have done in the past, if I go to trash, I can go back in here, click on this and restore. That has saved me a lot of time because what happens is when you create a design, by mistake, you might end up actually deleting one particular page. And it's happened to me when after I submitted it for approval to Toastmasters International. So it's a good idea for you to actually lock the item, and I'll show you how to do that. This is my personal account, not the Toastmasters District 39 Canva branding. Let me show you this first, and then I'll show you what it looks like when I get the branding so I can share some of those images with you. And if you want to create specific things like videos or Facebook post or Facebook ad or Instagram, these are some of the templates that are pre-created. These are not Toastmasters branded ones. However, you are able to use it just for the size and things like that. You can also click on this little wheel here. Oops. You can click on this little wheel here to create more items in terms of your presentation or one of those custom size ones you want. You can click on the template, go to Instagram stories, Instagram post, Facebook posts, or whatever it is. How many of you use Facebook to post things on Facebook?
I do.
Perfect. Is there anything else you use to post things on? LinkedIn? Yep.
Twitter.
And what else? Instagram?
I do Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
Oh, Linda Bedell, you do. Oh, fantastic. I need to talk to you. Okay.
I'm not an expert by any chance.
No, but the fact that you are using it is fantastic because it's all about getting the word out.
Mm.
So for those of you who want to create templates, this is where you can go. You can create these Instagram stories, Instagram posts, or personal businesses, whatever you want to. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to walk you through how you can create some of these and create as part of the navigation. So how do you build the Toastmasters branding? Because the main problem is we don't know what colors to use, what fonts to use, what images to use. For that, we have something called templates. And I have created this. Let me walk you through this. So building a Toastmasters brand kit, essentially, this is where you can zoom in and zoom out when you are creating your designs, right? Are you able to see the bottom part? Yep. And then this grid view will move things around. So you can change things to the way you want it. It's essentially like a PowerPoint presentation. You can move things around as you're editing them. You also can write notes here. That way, when you are presenting something on Canva, which is like a presentation. You can have your notes down there. The elements are where you can use squares, you can use rectangles, or any of those things that you want. For example, the arrows. You can do the uploads from here. You can click on upload, click upload media, go to your images and upload it from there. And I'll show you how to do that in a minute. You can upload your videos and audios. You can go to text, drag and drop the text here. Once you drag and drop, pick the type you want and change them. Okay. So navigation on Canva, I talked to you about where you can create your designs. And you can also click on this little create a design. And once you create a design, it's essentially the same thing, the navigation on the top versus at the bottom. So create a design here is essentially the same thing as what we are doing on this side. I talked to you about the colors that we need to use as part of the Toastmasters branding. What I've done is I've added the specific colors that are required as part of the Toastmasters branding on here. And all I did was I pulled up one of these elements, dragged and dropped it here. And I'm going to convert this to this maroon color. So all I do was copy this color, click on this, change this icon on the top right here to brown, because I've already created this. If I don't know the colors yet, I can go and click on this plus right there, paste my color, and that becomes brown. And this one, I'm going to make loyal blue. So what I can do is I can click on this specific circle, click on that, on the plus, and then click on this little eyedropper tool, pick the blue right there. It automatically picks it for me. Once you have this palette, it's going to help you create template documents on a regular basis. Your flyers can be created a lot faster if you have the flyer, if you have the colors on that one particular template, because you don't have to go back and recreate the wheel over and over and over again. If you notice, even though mine is a free Canva account here, I've created this palette. I can create this palette here with my maroon, with my blue, with my gray and white. I don't have white here, but that's what it is. So they all show up, and I can automatically, if I wanted to change it to a different color, I can just go in here and make it gray. So that becomes my color palette. If you have any questions, please feel free to to chat. I'm not able to get to the chat window right now, so if Luis or Kathy can help me with that, that would be great. Okay, we talked about the fonts. What I did was, these are our Toastmasters branded fonts. We have Montserrat Extra Bold, Semi Bold, or Light. And Source Sans Pro is another free font that you can download. And do you know how to download fonts? If you don't know how to download fonts, just put in a note there and I will make sure I add you can just go to Google, type in the name of the font called Source Sans Pro font download, and you should be able to download it, double click on it, and it will install it on your computer. Just make sure you get it from a reputable place, but you should be good to go. Or you can go to the Toastmasters brand document. They have a link to every single font that is available. So you can click on it and download it from there. So here is a font. When I click on it, it says Montserrat. Let me change that to Montserrat Bold, Extra Bold. Just like that, I've changed the font color, font size. Is this okay to have on our Toastmasters branded page because it is Halloween?
No.
Nope. That's one of the things we've been told as part of our training. Make sure you use the right fonts because it lends credibility to what Toastmasters is all about. So all you have to do is click on this. That is a font. Instead of Jeepers, you would go back to Montserrat Classic, change the font. If you notice, it's much larger. I have to wrap around. I can click on this little thing here and it reduces the size. It shows up fine. If I want to change the color of the font, I can make it go right there. It's as simple as that. If you want to change, It's just like Word document. It's pretty straightforward. If you know Word, you know Canva in that sense. And we talked about uploading images and documents. I showed you how you can download the document, the logos, the EPS files, the PNG files, anything that's an image, you can download them from Toastmasters International. I'm going to upload an image that I had downloaded earlier. I'm just going to go in here, click on uploads, go upload media. Let me know if I'm going too fast or too slow. I'm going to click on this guy here, click on open image, and it's right here. So what I'm going to do is drag and drop this image here. Oops, he didn't show up. Right there. If you notice, it's pretty large. What I can do is if I pick this side corner and drag it, it resizes it. However, if I want to trim it down, let me show you what it looks like. If I start trimming it down, it will get rid of the image from the side, versus doing this will actually shrink the picture or make it larger. So if I don't have enough room, I can just do this. And now I'm going to upload the logo, which I have. Oh, well, instead of the logo, I'm just going to get balloons because it's all about anniversaries. We're going to celebrate our clubs. So here you go. And then the word journey is not really in a Toastmaster branded font, so I can change that again because I have that on my quick. Same thing with these. You get the point. And the logo actually needs to be in a specific space. It can be in the top left, top right, or bottom left, or you can have them in the corners. Just don't place them like right here. It doesn't look right because it doesn't look professionally done. So if you can either move it down here or something so that there's enough space between the edge and here. How many of you attended Cheryl Rausch's training last Saturday? Wasn't that fantastic? The best 2 hours that I spent in a really long time. For those of you who did not attend it, I would say I'm still working on getting it up on the website. And once I get it up on the website, please make sure to look for it because you will learn the best thing about marketing in terms of how to market your club, how to create your newsletters so that, not just your newsletters, your flyers, so that people will actually find the information, important information up on top versus anywhere else. So I talked about this. We changed the body of the text to make it a little bit easier to find. And again, pretty much throughout, I've used the blue and the brown because that's what our colors are, or white. The one thing we can use is a yellow. The styles, I am not seeing. Okay, these are the fonts. I go back and forth between my personal account and my and the Toastmasters account. So I'm a little trying to figure out where I place the colors because the colors on mine are different there. So I'll just make do with this. So here's the other thing you notice with this, you can't have this particular blue. I would go back in and change it to my other color. I think this is one of the Toastmasters colors. That's an accent color and that's okay to use just as an accent, not as a whole page. So tell me what you see about this. What's right or what's wrong about this?
The logo,
What about the logo?
it's cut off.
Yes.
It's cut.
Yep. So what can we do? How do we fix this?
Grab
Make it
the corner.
smaller or expand it.
Oh no. That didn't work.
You have to pull it out. from the-
Upload another one.
Yeah. See? Oh, wow.
Right.
It actually let me do it. I thought I cut it off, but I didn't. So it's easy for us to fix things a little bit, even though we think we haven't been able to fix it. I'm going to bring this back here and widen it a little bit more.
Hi, Summer.
Sorry?
Hey, America, it's David with eXp Realty California.
Oh, I'm right. Oops, sorry. Okay, so since we are running short on time, I'll make this, I'll just fix this a little bit later. But here's the other thing. Where leaders are made is off to the corner. One thing we can do is either reduce the font size or just drag and drop. So if I can, let me make the font larger and then change this. So I can change this font size by making my text a little different. That way I can shrink it back to the right location and change the font and make it look right. And if I brought it back down to, say, 15, that might work. And I would make this. Okay, I'll fix this a little bit later, but you get the drift. Right? And same thing with the pathways. You can drag and drop the pathways icon any way you want to, and that would help. So here is something that would work really well for you. I have something, this I learned very recently. There is something called starred. You say, for example, you want to use this on a regular basis. I'm using this element. I can click on this and click on star. All I'm saying is make this important for me so I can find this anytime I want to find, so that I can drag and drop it a lot faster. And where you can find, I'm going to click star. And then when I scroll down to the bottom, anything that is starred shows up here for me. So these are my frequently used elements. It's almost like a favorite on your browser window. Click on it and drag and drop, and you have it right there. And oops, I meant to not have this here, but since we're talking about QR code, I think I copied and pasted that. Okay, so here is something that I love. I love this. So I'm going to go back to elements, and under elements, if you scroll down to the bottom, there's something called frames. The frames here are what helps make things fit within that particular frame. Say, for example, you have this beautiful picture of your new best friend, oh, this lady here. I want to focus on her right there. Just imagine this versus this. Which one gives you a little bit more oomph? The one on the left or the one on the right? The one on the left.
Yeah.
To me, yeah, I prefer this because it gives me a little bit more information about that person, or it gives me enough information where I can plug in a little bit more text. I can add anything I want to, and it makes it feel like I have a little bit more room to do what I want to do with it. And also, if you want to create infographics, this is a great way. You can come in here, pick up charts. This was incredible. I was able to actually create graphs, and I was going to put in some information about how our district was doing in terms of the number of people that have completed their pathways. Or for your club, it could be about talking about how well your club is doing. How many members have completed their pathway training? How many members have completed their Toastmasters training? I think this is a great way to get your members more motivated. So you could create some of these flyers with bar graphs and charts if you want to. If you want to find pictures, I'm going to just search for meetings. You can find information like this. For example, if you want to create Zoom meetings, you can just drag and drop one of those in there, just like that. It automatically put that image in there. So you can have a photo of a laptop, and you can drag one of these pretty pictures from Toastmasters International onto that, and that will automatically go onto the computer, on your computer screen. So it'll look really nice. Okay. And positioning and imaging, one of the things that was hard for me in the beginning was figuring out how the positioning and imaging of the text worked, especially in the Canva program that I have with Toastmasters International. One of the easy ways to do things where right now I don't see the text here because I dragged the image right after I put the image, the text. So I right click on this and send backward. So if I send the image backward, it brings the text forward. That will help me select the text. Otherwise, I can't select the text, because some of the things that we have in the Toastmasters program, the Canva program, they have those images right on top. But what happens is when I'm trying to find to click, I can't. So what I normally have to do is I would have to move them to the side, select this, right click, and then move forward or backward and then bring it back. Now with this, I can just bring it forward, backward, any way I want to. Do you have any questions so far? I'm just going over the basics right now, but I promise by the time we're done, I'll have you have a flyer. How many of you know how to create a QR code? Some? Okay. If you want to create just one link, you can do that with Canva. And here is the QR code. You can click on QR code, enter the URL. That would be www.district39.org. And when I create generate code, it automatically created it for me. If you have a QR code on your phone, you can scan it right now. That will take you to District 39. However, this is not all I want. I want more than this. I'm greedy. What can I say? I want the district website. I want the Facebook page. I want a LinkedIn page. I want everything. I want my club information. I want my club email address, my contact information, everything. So what do? I have something called QR code generator. You can go right here. If you register, it holds on to your QR code for you. And I don't know if I use this browser to log in, but yeah, it's my, no, it's my other email address. But what I have is, I've created it so that I have everything about the district. If you scan this, it will give you everything about the district. And you can do the same thing for your club. Your email address, your phone number, your Zoom email, your Zoom account, because you're probably having people register for your Zoom account, correct? You're not just putting in a link without being registered. So you can put your Zoom link there. That way, when people register, you don't have to say, contact me to send you the Zoom account. A great way to get people to send you the information rather than you having to manually send the information to them.
Vina,
Yes.
it's Linda Bedell. Can you edit information that's on that QR code, or do you have to generate a new one if something changes?
You have to generate a new one if something changes. You know what? Let me actually share my other screen because I do have, I was going to do that anyway. So let me share this with you. I love QR codes because it helps me make, it helps make my life easier. And anything that'll help make my life easier, I'm up for it. New share. Okay, here you go. I created one for the district. And what I can do is I can go in here, create QR code. Oh, it looks like it was my 14-day trial. So I can go in here and click on download. It gives me more information. Oh, dang. Well, this was a free trial, I guess, but I already created one. So I can go back in here and create this. If you scan this, it gives you all the things you need to know for Toastmasters International, now for our District 39. I can download it from here and make changes. Normally, you are able to edit your content, but it looks like I have to actually pay for it. Did that answer your question, Linda?
Yes, thank you.
Perfect. So let me go back to my previous share. And we talked about transparency. So for example, if you want to use images, but you really want to not show it with too much pop, you can create transparencies like this. This is actually 100%. If I made this, it's right here under transparency. You can make it 100% transparent, or you can make it lower. That way it gives it a little color difference. So say, for example, I added an element. Oh, this is another one. You can actually, the filter is really a great way for you to find information. And you can click on photos, graphics, or videos, whichever one you want. I'm going to just go in and click on, let's do this, for example. I'm going to change this color to this, and Control C, Control V will copy things. You can make it lighter. So here you go with my lightness. I can change the transparency to give it a little more depth. And it's almost like giving it a line in the background if you want to make changes to that. You can also do it for the image. It's the same thing. You can change this here. You can move this to the back, send backward. Send back means it goes all the way to the end. Send backwards, it just sends it behind whatever is in front of it. And here you go. So far, you've created something that might or might not be pretty.
I am busy.
You might see something that is or is not pretty, but what happens is, say, for example, you've already created your flyer. What do you do next? It's on Canva, great, but what next? So from Canva, there's something called download or share. Here is the share part. This is what I'm going to be doing. I will be sharing our District 39's Canva pilot projects images that I created with all of you. I'll put it on our district website. That way you can create your own. You can make whatever you want to with what I've created. But at the end of the day, you really need to get approval from Toastmasters International on the ones that I have created. That way you are, because we are part of the pilot program, we've paid some money for us to get access to some of these icons and logos and everything else, which makes it easier. Once we submit it to Toastmasters International, it takes about 72 hours for them to get back to us. And then feel free to go ahead and start using it as much as you want to. So here is the download. What I love about the download is right here, I can create a PDF document if I wanted to. I can create a PNG document, a PNG image, a JPEG image, or I can create a video. Think about this. If I just created a video, if I set the slide to say animate, and I go photo zoom, let me do this, photo zoom. When I play it, if I change it to animation, photo zoom, and you can set a timer on this as well. I'm trying to remember where. There you go with animate. Click on animate and breathe. The whole thing breathes, and I set it to 5 seconds. So it shows up in 5 seconds. This seems tacky when you just do it for the sake of doing it. However, if you think about how you want your images to show and flow as a video, you can really make a difference where it pops with it will actually pop where you want it to pop. So say, for example, you want to say, I want you to download or share. You don't necessarily want it to bounce because, again, that's tacky. That's very 1980s. However, if you wanted to, let's say, not everything, if you wanted just certain things to rise, then to me, it makes more sense rather than having everything just go all over the place. So be very careful with the animation. You can, in the paid version, you can resize to, let me show you this. It automatically resizes, and I'll show you my other version where I can go with the height, width, and everything else, or I can create video or presentation or Facebook page, just a few clicks, and they automatically convert them to the right size for the right area. And I can lock this, that way it stays locked. I can't do a resize on this. It automatically saves on a regular basis. So you don't have to go file save as, which I thought was really nice because sometimes I walk away from my computer and it's not like I'm going to lose anything. It's right there. I go to file. Oh, this I love because when I click on show rulers, it shows me the size of the document, the images that I want. It's just like with PowerPoint or with Word or anything else. I can also do a show guides and grid, because when I use Photoshop, that's what I do. I love actually dragging and dropping my guides, so you know where you are, how far they are, and where you want to place your images. So this helps quite a bit. You can also save it to a folder. What I like about it is, just like with your with your Windows Explorer, we can actually move them to separate folders. That way you can find what you want to. However, we are limited in the free version of it. Again, anything that's free, you don't get as much as you want to. And let me see what else. So here are my folders. I can go in here. Anything that was starred shows up here. But as you see, it says to create folders, I have to buy. Anything that looks like a crown means you have to purchase it. And okay, so what I did was this. I went in and I picked just any template that I found on there. And I love this template. I don't know why, but it spoke to me. So all I did was I went to templates and did a search. And I found this template. I just dragged and dropped it. Let's see, I think it was right there. Okay, this said free. So I said, okay, I'm going to do that. To create a new duplicate of a specific slide that you've created, you can click on this duplicate page right there. If you want to trash it, you can click delete page. If you want to create a blank page, click on the blank page. What I did was I just said, I clicked on this and it automatically picked up this for me. However, this is not the Toastmasters branding. What do I do now? It's not the Toastmasters branding. But because I've already pre-created the images, the links, the logos, I have the fonts, everything that I need on this particular page or the file, all I have to do is I can highlight this whole thing. I could just drag everything. And now, instead of Garrett, I can change this to Montserrat. And I can change this to my colors that I want. I'm gonna manually change this. I can go in here and make this blue. I can change this to, let's say, for example, yellow. Change the color of this font to black. And I can copy and paste this to make this gray and red or burgundy. I can bring this forward, send this backward, and make my transparency. Give it a little depth, and then make this a different color. Oops, whatever. So here you go. Pretty much within a matter of seconds, I was able to change and convert a boring page into a nice flyer. Well, this guy's not a Toastmaster. What I could do is I can pull one of our Toastmasters pictures from our club in here, or I could use one of the templates, one of the uploads that I did. Say, for example, I can pick this lady. She's a Toastmaster. I can bring her in, drag and drop, and right there, I pull her in there. And again, if you want to click on this image, you can change this to, you can click on the image, click edit image. In the paid version, you can click on background remover. It removes the background, which is fantastic because to me, if I don't want everybody else in the background, even though it gives it a little bit of character, I'm able to just cut out her without having to do too much work, because with Photoshop, I still have to go in and trim out those people's faces and everything else. With this, I don't have to do anything else. It automatically does it for me. You can also change the colors and the contrast and everything of the person. It looks like Photoshop in a way. And of course, here I'm going to plug in my Toastmasters brand. Oops. Oh, this was one thing I just found out again. When you drag and drop, be careful about where you drop it, because sometimes if you just drop it there, if you click on it, it'll show up here. You can just drag and move it to where you want to move it. Yeah. You might see the little four little arrows. That helps in moving things a little bit. So now I can change the size. If you notice the pink squares that show up as a grid, that is aligning it to the page itself. So when I move things a little bit, if it's out of whack, it tells me it's out of whack. But once it centers it, it shows me where the center is. And it helps with that. So I have my Toastmasters. Oops. I use keyboard shortcuts a lot, and I'm not going to do that today. Here you go. So I can click on this, put in the name of the person, whatever I want to. If I have an open house coming up, I'll talk about the open house right there, put my details in here, and that would help. Say, for example, one of the things that Cheryl Rausch talks about is having checkboxes. For example, asking, do you have a need to speak at a, do you have an interview coming up? It's a question, but you're leaving a blank square on there so that the person is mentally checking it off as they see the flyer. That's what makes people want to come in, because you have something to sell, which essentially is what they are looking for. If you tell a story, people know what the story is all about. If they know that they are able to find something in Toastmasters that they might be lacking or they can grow with, that's what they're coming for. And I'll show you what I've created with our Canva program. So here's what I created very quickly. If you notice, it wasn't too hard to do. Now I'm going to share my flyers that I've created for our Toastmasters branding program. And let me pull it up on my other screen. Do you see my purple? Do you see a purple browser or the green one still? Green? Okay. Okay, now you see purple?
Purple.
Perfect.
Yep.
Okay. So here are some of the things. I'm going to make this look like a PowerPoint presentation so you can actually see these. These are blank ones that you can go in and create on your own. You can add whatever text you want. I have a bunch of text that you could potentially use. I'll put those in as well. I'll place them on the District 39 Facebook, excuse me, on the District 39 website, but you can find these as well. I just finished this because one of the things that we never think about is a eulogy. People die. They might call us to say, hey, would you like to do a eulogy? Are you able to go in and stand in front of people and give a speech that is worthy of someone that you have to speak about? And I always add, find a club, but you're welcome to add your own club email address or Facebook page or whatever you have and add your QR code as part of it. Toastmasters help me run more efficient meetings. You can create one of those for the district. I'm putting in our district website as well as our hashtag. If you have a hashtag, definitely start using that. I learned to network thanks to Toastmasters. Toastmasters helped me run more efficient meetings. This is the one I posted on our Facebook page and the emails that I sent to you folks. I aced my interview thanks to the practice during table topics in my Toastmasters club. When you see excitement like this, wouldn't you want to become a Toastmaster? Because at the end of the day, what is the action that came about? What is the reason why you are all in Toastmasters? If you can write your story in a few sentences, a couple of sentences, and then thank Toastmasters at the end of it and say what you can do. If you tell me your story, I might relate to what you have to say and I might join Toastmasters. That's what marketing is all about. This is one of the things that we have. It's called quotes. There's a template for that. And this is one of my favorite quotes because I came up with it. Like Toastmasters is a safe place to fail, but the best place to succeed. And I feel it deep in my heart because this is where I grew. It was very easy for me to fail. And I did not fail thanks to Toastmasters. A lot of people talk about getting promotions at work because of Toastmasters. If you want to speak confidently, learn conflict resolution skills in Toastmasters. Think about the pathways that you are currently using and what you're learning from those pathway programs and come up with words that might work for you. One of the things we have to do is facilitate better meetings. Who facilitates meetings better than any Toastmaster? I don't think anybody can, as well as a Toastmaster can. This is something that we are all too familiar with. We see it with people, we see it sometimes amongst ourselves. And without Toastmasters, we wouldn't be able to be comfortable doing what we're doing. This was for my club. We have the QR code there, and then that's our tiny URL to our website. That way you can click on it and get to it directly. This is the checkbox I was talking about, improving your performance in business meetings. So you have a check. Mentally, you're checking it off saying, do I want to improve my performance in business meetings? Or do I want to smash my interviews? Do I want to improve my presentations or my sales? Pretty much any of those, even if I have to check one box off, I probably will look up Toastmasters at that point. Got rid of my filler words. This is something we all talk about all the time. There you go. Pretty much all these pictures came from Toastmasters International website. Connecting with my audience, afraid to speak. This is truly me. I was afraid to speak for the first time holding a microphone when I had to run for division director. I started giggling like crazy because I had been a Toastmaster for a long time, but I never held a microphone in my hand. The experiential treatment, experiential learning we have in Toastmasters is the reason why we are successful. The first time I held a microphone at the district conference, I never put the microphone down after that. I was never afraid to pick it up ever again, because the first time is always the fearful part. After that, you're a pro. And now I can hold a microphone, I can train people, it's not a big deal. How many of us are really confident in Zoom meetings or team meetings or in-person meetings? A lot of people who are not Toastmasters have a hard time trying to figure out Zoom or Teams or have meetings in person. We've all had to do trainings with, thank you so much, Louise. I learned how to deal with a difficult audience. We've done this as part of one of our specialty speeches. We also have done it in Pathways. So if you can figure out how you can trim it down, I'm still working on my long sentence, but I'll fix it. But you're welcome to change it to whatever you want to. You can add multiple pictures to make it look more exciting. And these are the things that are available as part of Toastmasters templates. I will share them with you as well. We have, oh, I started working with it. So this is what I will be sending this out to our members for Pathways. I posted this on the newsletter. If you have not received the newsletter, please check your junk mail or spam folder, because anything from district39.org tends to go to if it's a newsletter, it tends to go to a junk mail folder because we send it out to about 100 odd people. But I think it would help to have you add it to the safe sender folder. And for those of you who don't know, we have our Pathways training every month, the third Sunday. For new member training, it's between 5:30 and 6:30 p.m. Angie, plug for you, where she will show you how to choose a path, launch a project, complete a project, and everything else with the 5:30, excuse me. This is still what I was working on, but here you go with if you're a Basecamp manager or if you have any questions or answers, she is able to help the members answer questions between 6:30 and 7:30 p.m. If you go to the Basecamp training, you will receive 1 hour of credit if you are an officer for the club officer training. That is on the third Thursday, which is this following Thursday. Ray asks, how do we get the design templates? Are you sending it via email? I will be posting it on the District 39 website, but I will also I will share it with the district, with all the PR managers and membership, the people that I sent the email to. I just sent it to the membership and PR managers, VP PRs. I am happy to send them to your email address. That way you have access to it. It'll be I'll create the template and then you can just download them and make changes. But please remember to actually share it with, make sure you, here it is, it says share. When you share, what you need to do is, I'm going to remove this. You can copy link, but also make sure you get your approval. When you get approval, you have to send it to Jessica Mobeck. She needs to approve it before we can start using it. I am 3 minutes away. Do you have any questions so far? Feel free to unmute yourself.
Dina, so far I've received in the chat box questions about how to download the fonts, how to share the Google search for downloads, how we get the Toastmaster branded documents, and you can download your image and resize it for free at ipiccy.com, and other people are looking for the design templates. So this, most of the questions that I've received so far are downloads. So I'll send you this list. So if you want to include that in your email to everybody and instructions how to download, I think that would help you. How does that sound?
Perfect. That is fantastic. Thank you so much, Kathy. My PowerPoint presentation actually has a link to the brand manual. And once you download the brand manual, since we have 2 minutes, let me go ahead and share it anyways.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions, anyone?
Will we be sent this recording?
I've downloaded it to my local desktop. What I'll do is I'll upload it to our YouTube page and I will then post it to the website. That way it will be available. I'm not making any edits on this because I don't have time, frankly. But what I will do is I'll just post it hopefully tonight. So here is the brand portal. When you click on brand portal, here is the brand manual. When you click on the brand manual, if you don't see the manual, let me know. Oh, thankfully it opened up in the same window. I'm going to do a quick search for Montserrat. So here are fonts. Okay, so Myriad Pro, it says right here, use this link to access the free Source Sans Pro font right there. When you click on it, we are at 7:30, so I want to make sure I'm respectful of everybody's time. I'm happy to stay back and continue on if you have any questions, but otherwise it's right. Thank you for coming. I do appreciate any feedback you have because I am planning on having this every month, third Monday of the month. I'll have different projects, different things that you can do to help your public relations for your club. That way we get more members. I am going to be out of town in December. However, I'll try and make sure I either do it or have someone else that can help with facilitate something different. But if you have thoughts on what you want to learn in terms of public relations, I would love to get that information because then I can have that as a next session. So here you go with the link, you click on it and you get that information. Once you click on it, you download it, you're good to go. The second question you had from the images, what was it, Kathy? What was the second one?
Sorry, I'm muted. It says how to download fonts, and they were talking about download and share that you just shared on Google search. So I'm not sure what that is. Branded documents, how you got in to get to the pictures from Toastmasters International.
Yes, so that would again be under resources. Click on brand portal. Once you go to brand portal, you can click on professional images. Here you click here for access. In my case, I've already saved my email address. I'm just going to go quick and here you go. That's the public. You click on public. Don't mind the magazine PDF archive right there and branded photos. I click on this branded photo collection right here and select what I want to, or I can just select download all. Here you go, original file or whichever size you want, you can download them. And that is going to wherever your download default folder is. The email that I created, you mentioned an email with templates you created. Are you emailing that to all the attendees? I can email them to all the attendees. I can also add them to the District 39 website, because what will happen is once you go to the district, anything that's happening in our district, the District 39 website is a plethora of information. You have everything you need there, but I will be posting some of these. I will create some of these files as just regular JPEGs and you can download them, but I will also create a link to the shareable template, because I think I talked about this for a minute, but if I go in here to design elements, if I am going to clubs, so all these are the club images. The design elements are the things that Toastmasters gave us. So I can just drag and drop and create things a lot faster. And if I go to shared with me, right here, I have things like, let me not lose what I have. I can click on add a page. I can go in here and this is not the right size for this. However, if I go create a brand new one, create a new design and go from template, you just drag and drop and pick things up. And there you go. With that, here you go with the add a headline. You can add I know for a fact, one of the favorite things for me is I'm going to be creating infographics. I'll put that in here. For those of you who want to promote Toastmasters as a place where they can find information in terms of how to feel confident in online meetings, this is a great one for you to post about your club as well, because people like to do that. Someone asked, how do I create checkboxes? For the checkboxes, what you have to do is go to elements, design elements. And my problem is the branded versus the non-branded ones. And if I go back to my unpaid version of it, it's easier to create. It's harder for me in this. So all you have to do is click on elements, go to design elements. Yeah, I don't have the design elements here for that, but I can create brand new ones. So I would probably go in here to my design elements. I will be sharing this design element here. I can click on this and then move this to where I want as part of my checkbox. Drag and drop, make it smaller. There you go. Here's my checkbox right there. Does that help, Ishwari?
Yes, thank you so much.
Perfect.
Can you share the PowerPoint, these slides?
Yes, I will be
us?
posting this on our District 39 website, and I will try and remember to send them all to the people that attended today.
Thank you so much.
Any other question? I will make sure I share these specific design elements because I think they help a lot when you are creating them, because when you think about, here is a pretty one. If I go to my uploads and drag and drop, say, for example, I want this lady's picture here on right there. It shows up as part of my image. And that's a great way to actually showcase what I want to showcase. So for example, if I wanted to do the location of my meeting, if I want to put that in here, not that she's a location, but it's just a way of showing you. Anything else? Any questions? With that, my email address is toastmastervina@gmail.com. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any questions. If you have any story you want to share, I'm the person you want to share it with, because I am happy to showcase Toastmasters in any way possible. Because if you can tell me a reason why you joined Toastmasters, I am looking for #MyWhy. I want your videos. I want your stories. I want to share them on LinkedIn. How many of you have been on LinkedIn and followed our district? If you have not, I'm going to send you a link right now. If you wouldn't mind following us, that would be amazing. I am going to go here to share. Everybody, please follow us. because the more you share on our Facebook page, on LinkedIn, pretty much anywhere else, that's the way you get your members in. If you don't share, if there's no news, why would people show up? If there's no story, why would people show up? If we don't know why you have to be here, why would people show up? So with that, this is my, don't mind my uppercase. I'm not screaming, I just, toastmasterarena@gmail.com. With that, thank you all very much for showing up and being here, a part of District 39's training session. I love having all of you. I hope you found this informational and hope you show up again every time for the next, through June of next year. And hopefully we'll continue on this tradition of helping our members grow and our clubs grow. With that, I am going to say leave my chat and thank you all very much. I'll wait for you.
Thank you, it was very good.
Bye. Please make sure to send me your evals. I would love it.